Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number... Cat, do not turn my mic off the second I start talking. Game number 1 between Roll1Esports and US Army Esports. US Army Esports was the higher seed. They are our 5th place team, and they do go ahead and have... was it 5th place or was it 4th place? I've already forgotten. Doesn't matter. They just go ahead and choose map pick. So, before we get to the map pick, though, we do go ahead and have some map bans to talk about. We do go ahead and get US Army Esports getting rid of Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow. Meanwhile, Roll1Esports taking out Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis. The latter map earns my undying hatred.
Towers of Doom.
But as you can hear in the background, that does mean that we are about to be going into Towers of Doom. So let's get into it. Hello everyone. So looking at this, we do go ahead and have, obviously first pick goes to the side of Roll1Esports, because when US Army Esports takes a map ban, that's just kind of how that goes into. Diablo is the first ban out. They do not want the big lizard running around Towers of Doom. Kind of an interesting ban. Definitely a comfort pick coming from the side of US Army Esports, because he's not, like, Diablo's not bad on this map, he's also not particularly good at this map. He doesn't have that global pressure going on. We do have the Anubarak answering back, Bane from US Army Esports, and then the Greybane, the DPS factory himself, being gone ahead and getting out of here. 4th and final ban before we get into it. Man, my cat was just chilling out in my lap the entire time, and then I started casting, and then all the cast like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this. What is up with my hand? I'm a cyborg. The time where you, whoops, realize you're a cyborg? I'm being self-conscious. So we do go ahead and have the first pick. Stukov is removed. Stukov the silence. I do like Stukov as Stukov is interesting, because if they take Stukov, it means they don't have a cleanse, but it also means it's such a good support for pick comps. So that is one option that will not be available for Roll1Esports. But with Johanna not being removed out, we do go ahead and have Johanna being picked up by Rock Your World. We do go ahead and get Frock coming out here. Fracture, he's taking the Dahaka. Dahaka does have the global hero, one of the best offlaners, able to double soak super easily. Anduin coming out as well. They're going really fast with the Tone one. I know it's that one guy, but I don't care. The Tone guy is what I'm going to go with. Brightwing being picked up by Velvet, and then Kael'thas. Both teams have a healer, but not yet a tank on the side of US Army Esports. You get rid of Hogger. Hogger is one of the few offlaners that can keep up with Dahaka pretty easily if you're good at them. The bounce between lanes makes you go very quickly, and actually outpaces the Hogger until very late game. So they do remove that. Will we have a tank removed on this side? We have already picked up the Johanna and banned out the Diablo and the Anubarak, but no, they get rid of Valhalla. That does leave both Brightwing and Kael'thas are a little bit vulnerable to dive heroes, and they do still have up the Genji and the Zeratul. And other heroes like that. Tracer comes to mind. We'll have to see if any of those come out from the army. But I don't know why I would expect it. Like, why would Tracer be picked up by the US Army Esports? I don't know anything about firearms. There's Sylvanas coming out, as well as Varian. Captain Taunt himself, and the power couple. Okay, I shouldn't say power couple. The power team of Varian and Anduin. Surefire on that Sylvanas. Junkrat, the demolitions expert, coming out. And we do have ETC in presumably the offlane. That's interesting. ETC does not double soak super well until a little bit later. At level, I think it's level 7, ETC has the ability to go ahead and do damage with their abilities to kind of let them slide through the wave and do damage to all of them. So that will actually put them a little bit behind up until about level 7.
Hell, it's about damn time.
And we do have Captain Minigun himself being picked up on the side of U.S. Army. There was a little bit of change, so Fracture getting off of the Dahaka, moving on to the Tygus. So we'll go ahead and get into this game. I will get the predictions up. By the time you hear this, they should already be up. We'll go ahead and get into it, see what we can see, do what we can do, and I will see you in game number 1 here on Towers of Doom. Andrew, that is a great point. Johanna is actually probably the offlaner rather than ETC, because you're right, that makes a ton more sense for the double soak. My tank does not ever let me offlane with Johanna, so I kind of forget that's a thing. Because if Johanna's available, my tank just takes it. Alright, here we go into game number 1, representing... Actually, first of all, let me get this off the screen. You do not want to see these blind rocket cursor guides the whole game. So, representing U.S. Army Esports here on the blue side of the battlefield, we do go and have Fracture coming out on the Tychus. We do go and have Surefire on Sylvanas. That one guy going to be on the Anduin. We're going to see Ace Boogie coming out here on the Varian. And then double soaking, middle and top is going to be Anger, playing the Dahak and Dahaka.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Meanwhile, we do go and have Rock Your World playing the ETC. Velvet going to be on the Bright Wing. We do have Poe coming out here onto the the Kel'Thas, different blonde hero. We have Waneba coming out here onto the Junkrat, and then finally Zad is going to be playing Johanna. So far, it does look like Johanna is staying up top in order to be the double soaking. So it does look like King Andrews was correct. So looking at level 1 talents, we do go at Prague Rock coming out of the ETC. Able to go ahead and get those regeneration globes for increased healing per second. Tychus is moving up. Tychus, interesting. Okay, I was going to say, is Tychus actually going in for a gank? Because that's a really weirdly positioned Johanna to try and gank. No, Tychus has to go and just move down below. Going ahead and double soaking this because Dahaka does struggle a little bit. Oh, actually took Enduring Swarm, did not take Race Car. That is interesting. That's going to make Dahaka kind of struggle to double soak almost the whole game, because he needs that speed boost to be able to effectively get between the lanes, and he will never get it now. Both teams taking their sappers real quick. I don't know why I started to say pumpkins and I didn't want to say pumpkins. There's the push in. Go ahead and start to get into this. The sappers are on both sides. There is a 4-man versus a 3-man down here, and actually Tychus going up to the top, looking for this Johanna. Looks like they will get her. Grenade. No grenade, and actually Dahaka dies to the cannon fire. They flew too close to the sun and got burned for it. Velvet does come up here, which does make this a 3v3 down at the bottom. Tychus is moving down back below, coming back into this. The Dahaka is back up. We have a slight experience lead for Roll1Esports based on that kill. They did lose a little bit of soak up top, right there. Anger coming into the middle is fighting against both Riley and Zad just for a second, but we do go and have the altars coming up in about 30 seconds. Anger coming up here to pick up the soak. We are about 15 seconds away, but it does look like the US Army is going to be playing for the top points. Moving over here to stop Velvet. This is seen at this point, but I do not know if there's time to respond. We do have both Johanna. Velvet takes a bunch of damage, but here comes Johanna and Moneba coming in here. Meanwhile, down below, Kelthos gets the bottom one uncontested, as does Sylvanas. And that is the double hit for US Army Esports as they do secure both top points, getting twice the damage in so far. 32 core health on the side of Roll1Esports.
You have done well, heroes. Let the Gravekeeper know my power.
By surprise of nowhere, we do have Taunt at level 4 coming out of the variant. World goes in and gets out there. There is still a battle going on, but Anger actually, Zod may be in a bit of a bad. Yep, we do have Brightwing coming in. Oh, like if Anger can block that off, Zod does not have a lot of health left. Definitely Dahaka going for the I'm gonna mess you up build. Yeah, Hero Stalker definitely planning on being involved in a lot of aggressive action. There's the attack coming down onto Brightwing. Velvet goes down there with about 50% health. There is the grenade coming in, but no actual kill so far. Still the only kill going to the side of Roll1Esports. As teams are moving in, both teams are level 7 at this point. The level 7 talents are picked up. We are up 2 taste for explosives, 21 stacks out of 200. Lots of damage onto Anger as Taka goes in and gets the heck out of there.
The altars rise again.
I don't know why, every time I see Singer, I think of Sanguine. I'm like, does that mean blood?
The time is now.
Right there's the double channel. We do go to have the boss coming down, but that is a very, very aggressive variant. Getting stunned out by Rock Your World, but we're going to get out of there, only taking a little bit of damage. Both sides pick it up, down to 32 versus 28 core health.
Doom
between our two teams.
Keeper.
Alright, would you go to that Anduin going down? So that is going to be the second kill coming out of Roll1Esports. Sorry, I momentarily had to go check my message to make sure nothing urgent was happening. But it looks like nope, nope, nope.
It's nearly time.
Right there is U.S. Army. Tygus goes in, but Tygus actually pushed this to the wrong side, and it looks like that will be Andrew tries to go for the pull, but not quite. Tygus goes in and gets taken out, making the third kill for Roll1. Roll1 definitely moving ahead on the experience based on the back of these kills, moving back between the lanes very effectively.
They claim the altars. Do not disappoint me.
There's Poe coming through. That is Channel. That should even up the core health, 28 apiece. But meanwhile, we do go in and have Roll1Esports pushing in. They get the front wall, and they are looking at their first floor of the game. Meanwhile, their opponents have decided to go ahead and go for the boss, trying to get to take it out. That one guy does go and use the desperate heal right as they get targeted, and the core health is no longer even. Bop, 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 bop. Alright, they're moving through. It looks like Sapper advantage, at least for the moment, going to the side of US Army Esports. Sappers are moving forward, but there is a solid defense, and it doesn't look like they're really going to try and push their opponents out of the way. Level 11 versus level 12. We do go and have Mosh Pit coming out of the ETC. Rip Tire, Emerald Wind, Pyroblast, and Blessed Shield. On the other side, we do have Commandeer Odin, Light Bomb, Wailing Arrow, 1 second. There's the Light Bomb coming out, lots of damage going onto it, and there's the silence. Reneba goes down for the first kill on the side of US Army Esports. There's the Pyroblast coming into Tychus. Heal comes through, and Odin does come out. I don't think that Umbra actually got there in time. I am, yep, that is also a spell armor. I want to make sure. There's Ace Boogie moving through. Rock your world. There's our move in here. Junkrat is not with them yet, but it does look like both Dahaka and Junkrat are on their way. So it is 4 versus 4 at the moment. Oh, Dahaka may be continuing to double soak and not actually trying to go down. There is Zod. Johanna doing basically the same thing. Rock your world very, very, very low. I'm not sure ETC getting out of there. Lots of damage, but there's the great Emerald Wind going ahead and knocking that back. But Zod taking a bunch of damage to get left behind a little bit by the team. There's Tychus going for the channel. But not going to let that happen as the Junkrat goes and gets a grenade in there. When it does a bunch of damage, it does go ahead and knock themselves out. But Dahaka not looking to let them get out of here. There is the explosions coming through. And that's going to be the channel for Roll1, or against Roll1Esports by US Army. We do go in and have the Johanna does go back to the back in order to go and get channeling again. There is a level lead right now for US Army. Nice blast back by Rock Your World. Just go ahead and stop that light bomb from really engaging. Just move in there. Lots of damage with the Tychus trying to go ahead and get this taken care of. But meanwhile, Sengar up there going ahead and getting this taken care of. The ETC does go down for the 3rd kill for US Army, evening up our kill count. And very nearly evening up our experience. We're about, actually I shouldn't say very nearly, we're still about half a level ahead. That's way less than a level ahead, which is what we had a second ago. And there is the Siege Odin coming out there trying to go in and push into this. There is Zod coming in for the sideline, does go and blind the Tychus, reduces their damage, and big ol', yeah, you're not getting out there, my friend. Edward pulls valiantly, but you can't pull out of a Pyroblast. There is that one guy being targeted right now by Zad. Zad is down here, but at the same time, we do have Dahaka up at the top. We're not going to look at it. Dahaka is taking the camp up at top. Here's Roll1Esports moving in, going in and taking their opponent's camp. Does he, you took my camp, I'm going to take yours. You're going to have Frack moving up to the top lane. Zach will start to channel this, not going to be allowed to as Anger's already in the area. Alright, there's 1 each. We are down to 16 core health outside of Roll1Esports. Here's the big engage. Silence comes down onto the Brightwing, but not going to get them to take it out just yet. There's a big boop into that damage. We have Frock having to disengage from the fight, down to about 400 health. There is ETC kill loss, so we get a lot of damage. Anger on the wrong side, but does get the tongue down onto Rock Your World. Does go ahead, but it's going to be the dinosaur going extinct first and foremost. And there's Poe getting the channel, going ahead and getting that knocked out as 4 more shots come out of the side of Roll1Esports. Knocking their opponents down to 20 core health.
The Raven Lord will fall before me.
They're looking at Zad. Zad a little bit isolated, but it does look like Rock Your World comes out to try and help. There's the Brightwing coming out, but there is the 4 stack as everything comes up. Only Junkrat not with them, but it does look like there's a disengage happening.
Heroes, I have opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
What? I mean, I knew I could do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
You go ahead and have Roll1Esports takes their opponent's camp one more time. Their own camp coming up in 30 seconds. They're already posturing for it. No, wait, other way. They took their own camp. I can see all colors. The Hawk is coming down with this is an uneven fight. Lots of damage with Velvet. There's the heal coming out. We do go and have, there's the Pyroblast coming down onto Frock. Frock does go ahead and gets pulled straight into the ETC. ETC does go ahead and take that out. They do go ahead and try and get into the Odin, but too little too late. As the Odin goes down, lots of damage coming out. As Taka goes down as well. And this is Roll1Esports taking out the US Army. This is actually really bad for US Army. There's a double ultra coming up. They just lost a fourth. They could lose half their remaining core health and go down to 10 if both is channeled, and it looks like they're going to be.
Yes, heroes, activate the towers. Show the Raven Lord the extent of my power.
And move up here, try and posture for this. See if their opponents are going to go, but no. The opponents are pushing down below, but they say, okay, let's go and get this off the map. This will knock us down to 6. But of course, there's another 3 shots. They're taking the 4 shots off the map, but they're potentially losing 3. Because there is the other team going out here, trying to make sure that their sappers get through. Taka comes in, but Taka is not going to be able to stop this. Core health 212, but everyone is back up and everyone's at even level at the moment. Though obviously we still do have Roll1 with an experience advantage. Big Silence comes down. ETC is down pretty low, but going to be staying up. Sylvanas did go ahead and actually use up her ult in that, so that's not going to be available. Whereas all ults are up on the side of Roll1Esports. Sylvanas is using her traits, so they can try and push into this, and we do have the Odin out as well. There's Rock Your World. Rock Your World, go ahead and look at Sylvanas. There is the Banshee Whale going ahead and moving through, saving Sylvanas, and we are down to about half health for US Army Esports' own bottom tower.
The time is now, heroes. Claim the altars.
Frockwaning is taken care of. We'll get 3 shots out of it, knocking their opponents down to 9 core health. We're able to channeling right now. We do have Dahaka goes ahead and gets that stop at the moment. There's a top coming out, massive top. Velvet does go ahead and momentarily saves themselves, but Brightwing goes down. No healing, but we do have a Mosh coming out. We do go ahead and some Dancing Fiend in Dahaka. Trying to go into this taken care of, but there is the Riptire coming out. Riptire goes ahead and connects with both damage coming out of the US Army Esports. And Tigers gets that channel. Another 3 shots come down. We are 7 core health, 2-6.
Like all the others.
Bottom camp is up. Boss is down for another 3 minutes or thereabouts. We don't know yet the next phase, but keep in mind, if the next phase is a double altar, both teams could win if they get both altars at once.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
I did not think the Sappers would be enough to do that, but they definitely were, obviously. Alright, here comes the Engage coming in. Rocket World looking at this. They don't quite have the Sapper camp, but there's massive damage. Taunt comes down. No mosh for you, my friend. But actually, Rocket World managed to survive. Does get out there and gets healed by the Brightwing. We do go and have the camp being taken. Lots of damage onto Velvet, but Velvet going to be just fine. Rocket World down to about 33% health. Anger looking at this, but does get separated from the rest of the team. There's the Unstoppable from Zad almost immediately, right as the charge goes in. Not going to get hit. There's the Pyroblast. We do have a Burrow into Dahaka. Dahaka down about half health, but does consume that essence. going to be A-okay as they go ahead and posture, trying to get some of these sappers in, but there's not going to be anything doing. The AoE is going to go in and take these guys, take it out, and it is a single ultra phase. The game cannot end here. You're going to have Zad and Roll1Esports moving around, trying to go to this thing here. Look at Frack. Don't not get Frack, but they're moving around, trying to get the Sylvanas. The Sylvanas is very slippery. There is the double stun, and the Riptide connects with 3 people. We do have a super low Ace Boogie. Double kill onto the DPS. We do have 1A, but when they're moving back, Anger looking at Velvet, trying to go and chase this out. But there is a very low and taunted. Varian trying to go in. Zod trying to survive. We do go in and have Anger getting on top of that, and there goes the Johanna. Rock Your World going to get stunned. A little bit of getting taken out. It does get bounced out by Boogie, and it does look like, I think ET survives, maybe? Nope. There is the grade coming in, and that is a triple kill on the side of US Army Esports. Altar is still not up? I thought the altar was up this whole time for some reason. Oh, no, they got it. And they are down to 1 core health inside of Roll1Esports.
Red team has restored the fort. My hold on
You have
this
Bolt of the Storm coming out of ETC. So no Deathmatch. There is Boss. This is the victory condition, but they're still down for 20 seconds. But they have got to try and contest this. They have no choice. They lose if this is picked up, and this is when anybody goes in and verifies, yes, our opponents are going for the win, not surprisingly. Velvet coming in there, looking for that epic mosh, but no, there's the stun. Not going to happen, and there goes the channel, as we do have game number 1 ending with a victory for US Army Esports. Looking at the game results in game number 1, we do have top hero damage of the game is coming from US Army Esports Fracture, followed up by Waneba on the other side. Looking at the healing, dead even, oh my god! 73,000 on both sides. A slight advantage for Velvet, doing a grand total of 350 or so extra healing over the course of the game. You go and have in terms of the side soak. Not surprising, Tahaka does outsoak the Johanna. Tahaka, although actually I shouldn't say not surprising, because Tahaka did not take the race car build, so did not have an inherent advantage. I think with Johanna just moved down for teamfights a little bit more often. Looking at the talents at the end of the game, we do go ahead and have coming out of here. I'm an offlaner, so we do go and have, again, Enduring Swarm and Hero Stalker definitely planning on getting involved in a lot of conflict. And Tahaka did end up, of the 8 kills their team got, they were involved in 7 of them. So definitely did got what they were expecting to get. Symbiosis coming out, as well as Primal Swarm. Just everything. We do go in and get, on the other side, that offlane Johanna. I don't actually know Johanna's build, because like I said, my take does not let me take Johanna ever. If it's available, my take is like, mine. But I will see you in game number 2. We'll be back momentarily. Don't go anywhere. After these messages, we'll be right back. Here we are on game number 2. US Army Esports did win the last one, as I hope all of you knew. If you don't know, where have you been? Pay attention. I'm a troll. This will be on Dragonshire, the second best map, and here's the storm. Practice forever and I will die on this hill. We do go and have obviously bans coming out. US Army Esports does get the first ban, which means they did take first pick, which is interesting to me. After choosing map pick, when they had the choice, they are now taking first pick. Oh, derp, of course. Roll1 Esports lost. You know what? Don't listen to me. So after last game, I would not be surprised. Well, actually, I don't know. Dahaka is not as strong on this map. Dahaka was definitely a menace in the last game. But honestly, the two teams just seem super, super, super close. So I would not be surprised if we see largely the same picks and bans. Like, I don't think there's one, like, this is the problem here we have to deal with. We're just gonna have to find out. I'm spitballing. So yeah, I do believe those are the exact same bans as last time, just in a different order. I'm pretty sure it was Diablo then Greymane rather than Greymane and Diablo, which makes such a difference. Oh my god. We do go and have Junkrat coming out, from Anger. I do think Junkrat was on that team. I have no memory. So Kael'thas and so far exact same, because Velvet was definitely onto Brightwing last time, and I think Poe was on Kael'thas was definitely on the side of Roll1 Esports, but I may be wrong about who was playing it. Okay, those are different. We have a changeover. They do not want the Anduin this time. Anduin is available, they're not banned. But they do go with Rhaegar, a slightly more aggressive build this time. And of course the Murden coming in to replace the Varian. So I guess if you don't want one King of Stormwind, you don't want either of them. So we have the garage being banned. That's obviously coming from scouting because they've already got Murden. So that tells me that they know that this team sometimes will run Murden in the offlane or possibly a double tank comp. And there's the Rexar. Rexar is my pick on this map, so I'm very honored. I feel like that was a respect ban. I'm very excited. Alright, we do have the ETC coming out once again, but Johanna is still available. We do go and have Waneba onto the Lunara, changing out from last time, where they were on... Oh no, it was Junkrat. It was Kael'thas and Junkrat versus Sylvanas and Tychus, so it actually, Junkrat did change the side.
My blades are yours.
So we will have, presumably, ETC versus Sonya, but it could be the other way. And we actually have, okay, so this is a double tank comp. They got rid of the garage, so Johanna got picked up by Ace Boogie. Can I just say how much I love that name, Ace Boogie? It's, every single time I say it, it just makes me happy. I'm a very, very simple creature. We have the Malthael coming out. Malthael going to be very good in this team. This team has a lot of hit points, and Malthael really, really, really likes trading them. So, here we go. Going into game number 2, I will get the prediction up. Put your money where your mouth is. Last time, you guys only put 40 total points. Come on, guys. No one likes a point hoarder. Get in there. But I will see you in the game. Look forward to it, and after these messages, actually no messages, let's just go. Oh, wow, okay. Well, you know what? I guess it's appropriate the entire U.S. cavalry came up, but they were met by, I don't know military things. But regardless, double kill for Poe. However, it looks like we may have flown too close to the sun for Rocket Roll. Rocket Roll does get cannonballed down to about 200 health, but will actually survive. Okay, this didn't happen, but whenever Rocket Roll ran out of this bush, you know, Ace Boogie turned around real quick, and it felt like a video game where you have that like little alert, like, what? Oh man, Rocket World is looking for this. They are just all about some combat. So far, Roll1Esports is trying to make it good for all of their fans that bet so much money. They are mad about game number 1. They want to get in here and they are getting stuff done. There is the steal on their opponent's camp. They have the top and the bottom point. We have Poe trying to become a dragon. Boogie not super interested in letting that happen. Rocket World goes down to about a third of health, but here comes Zad coming in here, and again, Zad's going to be super effective. Keep in mind, every time Malthael hits is a guaranteed 8% damage because of the way his trait works. Obviously, successive hits do not do 8% a piece, because it stacks, it doesn't, or does not stack, it just applies a singular dot. Bye-bye, my friend! However, up at the top, we do got a Murden. Brightwing trying to fight this off, but Zidrock not going to be interested in letting that happen. Down below, we do have one Ava going and taking the bottom point, and we now have a potential dragon coming out on the side of Roll1Esports. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of Brightwing. Nice standoff happening in the middle. We do have a level lead so far for Roll1Esports, primarily off of all of the damage they have done to the enemy team. Nope, wrong one. So you can see in terms of hero skill, an extra 1,400 damage on the side of Roll1Esports for that 4-0 lead so far. Nice moving back and forth, but so far it does look like US Army Esports is respecting their opponents a little bit more, having a hard time really catching them out of preparation anymore. However, as I say that, Zad, you're in the middle of a lot of things, and Malthael does get taken out. That's the first kill for US Army Esports. Poe looking very, very weak at the moment. Here comes Anger coming in there. Grenades looking for this Poe. In a little bit of trouble, doesn't actually get hit by a great grind left to move the Kale Thoughts, but nice job with the slide. Poe was in a lot of trouble, was next to a lot of very, very aggressive blue health bars, but the slide goes inside them, so Poe goes out of there. And Brightwing is uncontested in the middle. Little Dragon becomes Big Dragon! We got a Brightwing coming out there, moving into this middle one. Does actually miss, it does come down here, so they're only getting hit by one tower, but does miss a lot of the wave, unfortunately. Fire Breath does not move into that, but there goes the tower. Lots of damage onto the Dragon Knight, but while this is happening, only Junkrat's defending down below and trying to get taken care of. It looks like they will get a tower down here as well. Junkrat, it's a Junkrat. I actually did not think the Power Blast would take that out, but you know what? Teaches me how to think. We do go and have, as we just saw the Pyroblast, we will also see Emerald Wind, Leaping Strike, Last Rites, and of course the Mosh Pit. As a member of 30 seconds to Mosh, I approve of this ult. Though it does take out the Malthael up top.
I have seen enough. For now.
So with that being taken care of, we do go and have Poe. Getting this moving back. We're going to go ahead and refill that mana. Does not want to waste a tap right now. There's no immediate engagements going on. Mirahan may love engagement, so she hates this. There is a little dragon. There is the movement. Leap comes in. That's going to be a dead dragon for sure. Although that is a 60-second cooldown for a 20-second, like, death timer. And especially a death timer that whenever they come back, they'll be able to go ahead and just immediately teleport into the action. So I'm not sure that's actually the hill you wanted to die on here. We'll find out. Definitely does get them back in the game, get some of that comeback experience. Both teams about level 12 right now. We do go and see the leap, obviously. We're able to see the Riptire, Blessed Shield, Ancestral Healing, and Avatar. Let me add this side of US Army Esports.
The shrines awaken once more. Who will wield the dragon?
Alright, we do have a nice sidestep by Lunar. It does avoid that shield. Shield will be down for another minute, so they don't have an engage available immediately. Meanwhile, in the middle, we do go and have the ETC. ETC fading back, does not want to be in this area. But meanwhile, we do have Malthael who goes and picks up this mercenary camp. Spell shielded minions moving up to the top lane. Neither team looking super into this right now.
Take hold of the shrine.
Both respecting each other, neither going for a move-in at the moment. Okay, there's Sonya in the back line. Sonya in the back line. Nice unstop pop from Zad. We do have the leap tried to use to get away, but greatly predicted. Zad goes into this, there's a leap coming in. So that's going to be a leap on cooldown for no actual reason, because that was greatly predicted. Rocket World, though, is in a little bit of a bad situation. Just go ahead and dash on out of there, slides through their aggressor, and will be just fine. We do go ahead and have... Nope, no one caught in the mosh, but there is a stun coming through. Zidrock, nice jump out of there, does not get boot back, and it'll be a-okay. There is the last strikes, going to be used, but not going to get any actual stacks. Last strike still sitting at 0%. Big engage happening here, one it down to a little bit. We do go and have the leading strike going over the Sonya. Fracture just going to get out there. Zad looking for this, but not going to be able to get anything done. There we have the, Ancestral used in order to save Fracture from the Pyroblast. Rocket World moving down below. We still are down a lot of ults. Only Leap, Emerald Win, and the other Leap currently available. I was gonna leap off. I feel like Lunar would win a leap off though, because Lunar has 2 leaps. There's Fracture down the bottom. Looking for another collapse. No one nearby. We do have Anger down here in the middle, so going to protect the Dragon Knight. Spooky. Zach goes ahead and gets them knocked out of that. Nice. We have a two-person shield coming in there. Rocky wants to go ahead and dash out of there. Zach, not so much. And Zach will go and get taken out by US Army Esports as they move to control the Dragon Point. Loading up at the top lane, trying to get this pushed in. But meanwhile, down below, we do go and have the Giants going ahead and taking out the bottom fort. Going to be catapults and occasional experience coming to the side of Roll1Esports for the rest of the game. Alright, both teams moving through very quickly, trying to move into each other. Anchor does avoid the teleportation danger from the Malthael. 60 seconds on this giant camp. They're putting a lot of pressure to bottom lane, trying to move in here. Meanwhile, we do go down that one guy, going in and getting pressure onto the top lane. Roll1Esports trying to go ahead and build in to the advantage they have. Do not have a wave right now, so we do have some damage being taken real quick. But they are on the verge of going and getting this taken care of. The towers do go down, and Sonya actually goes ahead and gets a double kill onto the mid lane as Malthael and Bremen go down. Nova being unintentionally toxic. I've definitely done that though, where I'm just press buttons, oh crap. That's a lot of deaths on the side of Roll1Esports, as we do go ahead and have US Army Esports. The fact that Esports is both of them is messing me up, but I do go ahead and get 3 of them down. We're at level 19 all, both teams moving to level 20, but meanwhile there's a lot of damage coming here in the bottom. US Army Esports does go ahead and get the Dragon Knight. And I have a little more going on, I'm getting more into it.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Alright, so remember how a couple minutes ago we had like one fort down and Roll1 was really leading into their advantage? Well, now we have a level 20 advantage coming out of the side of US Army Esports. They are pushing in. There are 4 giants pushing this bottom. We do go and have the last rights coming in. It does not actually catch anyone. The double ancestral comes out. It's going to be A-okay. But here comes Roll1 Esports moving in here. They have used a lot of their ults. Let's end with the Dragon Knight. We do go and have level 20 now online to the side of Roll1. Bolt of the Storm coming out as his final curtain, Flamethrower. Intensive winds. I thought that was irresistible winds for a second. And intensifying toxic. So a lot of intense things going on the side of Roll1Esports. On the side we do have Ignore Pain, Extra Oomph, Radiant Faith, Farseer's Blessing, and Rewind. Oh, that's a bad place for a Spooky to be. Going to be A-okay for a second though. Frag coming in there. There's the lead coming into the backline. Lots of damage on the Roll1. There's the intensifying wind, so we had knocking everyone out. Rocky World coming back. ETC almost has Maj up. Maj is only 2 seconds away. There goes the Murden. There's a lot of damage. There is the last rise. Goodbye as Sonya goes down. There is the dance, and we have a lot of damage on the Ace Bookie. There's the pop away, but nothing doing as we do go in with that going down. 3 kills to none in favor of Roll1Esports. What are they going to do with this advantage? They have about 45 seconds to do whatever they want on this map. And it looks like they are deciding to go ahead and continue to put their opponents on a respawn roulette, looking at Anger, but Anger will go ahead and get out of here for the time being. The top lane fort goes down. Meanwhile, we do go and have Zad back here, taking out this camp. You know, a lot of mercenary pressure as they move on to take more buildings and put more pressure on this map.
Another chance to prove yourself worthy. Do not squander it.
But also, I'm a bit surprised they didn't go bottom lane and just open up a win condition. I think they had time. Now, we did have a kind of surprise Riptire that was used by Junker. Granted, the Riptire does not have a very, very long cooldown. We'll be up at 10 seconds, so probably okay. Is it Sanger?
My husband is dead. Remind this kingdom of his
I think the Esports just continuously messes me up.
The flame cleanses all.
We'll try harder, Andrew. I didn't see that. But obviously, I can easily say Sanger. Alright, Juggernaut coming in here. We have the Kale Thoughts moving forward as we do go in and have Sanger, that one guy, Frankshire, and Zydak trying to go in to defend this. But there goes the bottom keep and continuing catapult pressures coming across the bottom of this map.
Blue team's core is under attack. Hero slain.
We have the Junkrat going down, Boogie going and getting there. Dragonite takes a bunch of damage, but Dragonite obviously going to have a full strength Kale Class coming in. There is the, we do have 3 stacks onto the last rise, and that is 2 kills so far. This might be the end because Dragonite is still up. There's not a whole lot of time left, only about 20 seconds and only about 6% health. But it's getting in there, it's taking tower shots, and they are moving in. Lots of damage coming in, but there goes ahead Ace Bookie. Ace Bookie goes ahead and gets the double healing for the Ancestral coming through. Poke gets a bunch of damage. There is the Petrifying Blast from the core coming in there. We do have the kill onto 2 members. There we go. Ace Bookie is the last one, and everyone is down on the side of US Army Esports. That should be the end of the game. We have 18 seconds for anyone's back. GG is called by Ace Bookie, and this is a tie game coming through. Now, I do appreciate the correction. I just, in my head, it was US Army Esports. So, like, the ES just kind of made sense, even though the rest of the team does not do that. But I do very much appreciate you saying that. I hate getting names wrong, so I appreciate you. Looking at the end of the game, we do go ahead and have, in terms of damage, top damage is Zad on the Malfield, 77,000. We knew the Malfield would have a great time into 2 tanks and a bruiser. See 1,000 coming out of the Lunara and Kel'Thas. Poe coming out with 49. Healing wise, to no one's surprise, we do have a Rhaegar leading the way into healing. I say this all the time, whenever you actually have the top 3 damage or the top damage coming out of one team, the fact that the opposing team's healer is able to out-heal doesn't really mean anything. We end up with just, like, there was more to heal for the blue healer. But also Ancestral definitely has an easy time with all the damage that was being pumped out. Looking in terms of the side soak, Merton does outsoak the Malfield by about 1.5k. Talent-wise, we do go and have maximum talents coming out. I don't play either of these offlaners, so I can't talk intelligently. I guess, in terms of Sonya, I can talk about it. So we have Furious Blow. Not going the full W build. It actually goes to Shot of Fury at level 4. So is going to go ahead and able to go ahead and just make sure they constantly have resources. little bit of more focus onto the auto attacks. Poison Spear, able to go ahead and go forward, but does not take the full spear build either. There is the leap, but ignore pain, and then does a giant slammer instead of the extra health or extra shielding at level 16. So kind of spread out everywhere, but definitely was successful. Regardless, we are going into game number 3. Don't go anywhere, and after these messages, I'll be right back. Thank you, Teal. Wow. I muted my microphone when I went to go get a drink, and I kind of forgot to unmute it. So, with that being said, we do have Diablo being banned out first and foremost. Diablo being a very consistent ban this entire time. Obviously, very much someone is, like, very, very good on the side of US Army Esports. I seem to remember that. Like, I should know who their tank is, but I've already forgotten because I'm terrible at, I'm absolutely terrible at, names. The story I was telling them when I was laughing about, because I always laugh at my own stories because I'm hilarious. We do go ahead and have, I was actually dating someone, and it was our third date before I could remember her name without having to think about it. I'd be sitting there, I'd be like, Valerie? No. Vanessa? No. I knew it started with a V, and I wouldn't say anything until it needed her name, until I'd, like, remembered her name. So she had no idea, and she just thought I was, like, super thoughtful. And that's how we learned that Raka misleads people. Don't take Raka. Or if you do, don't take her at her word. We do have Johanna being the first pick from Rock Your World. We do go ahead and get Kael'thas and Brightwing going up against Leoric and Anduin. Malthael is the banner. That maybe we have more big, stocky, beefy boys coming out of the side of US Army Esports. That's the problem with my mic. I've talked about this before. It's got a little, like, button at the top. If you press it, it just turns off, and I can look down and I can see that it's not glowing, so it's kind of obvious that it's happened, but I still could just accidentally brush it. She's never played Final Fantasy IX, which is a tragedy. Here comes Sylvanas and Ace Boogie. Ace Boogie. Bum, ba, da, ba, ba, dum. Ace Boogie. Hoku, for some reason, I turned dumb for a second. I was like, oh wow. You know, coming up, having to fight the first place team at the end, rising all the way. Then I'm like, wait, they already beat the first place team? Whoops.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
I bring the mega death.
So we do have, once again, ETC coming out, and Junkrat is just a two-timer. Junkrat keeps changing teams every single series.
From order.
Interesting the ban on the Malthael, but not as much beef. Although, obviously, Malthael is super good against Garrosh, so I don't blame them. Malthael does not care about Garrosh's armor. But we're going to the game. I'll get predictions up one more time. Actually, not really one more time. It'll be at least twice. But we'll get into the game. We're going into Infernal Shrines, the most popular map in NGS. Look forward to it.
For battle, heroes.
Alright, coming into game number 3, we have US Army Esports and Roll1Esports. Both of them up one game apiece. Up one game apiece? No, that is not how up works. We do go and have, Sanger coming out and playing the Tassadar. I'm learning. We do go in and get Surefire onto the, Archer, which is just about the best name you can get. Leoric is being played by Fracture. Ace Boogie is going to be on the Loktosh Garrosh. And we do have that one guy playing Anduin. Representing the side of Roll1Esports on our red side of the battlefield, we do go in and get Zad coming out here, playing the Johanna. We have Velvet on Brightwing one more time. The Deathwing, the Brightwing though. Little Big Dragon. We do go in and have Poe. Bye-bye, Kael'thas. Rock Your World is going to go ahead and be on ETC We do go ahead and get 1Eba playing the Junkrat, and then the respawning and introduced to a garage in the bushes. We do have Poe coming out here onto the Kael'thas. And yes, I can't say your name. This is the NGS semifinals for Division C. NGS has 2 seasons a year, and it has had them forever. We are currently in season 17. NGS actually stands for Nexus Gaming Series, but in my opinion, it stands for Never Gonna Stop. Because we don't care how much Blizzard ignores this game, we keep it alive. We hold the torch. We, okay, Leoric does go ahead and use their Spooky Walk in order to get out of there. Unstoppable does take about, 30% damage, but does go ahead and get out of there. Not going to be the counter kill. Are you serious, Convection? You scared me, Ghost Dunk. I was like, I leave those up though. We do go ahead and have Mana Addict coming out onto the Kael'thas, Frog Rock on the ETC, no questing talents on the side of US Army Esports. The 2 Vitality's a bit interesting. Like obviously going to be, I assume they're going to be extending their range in order so they can actually hit multiple enemies. Because Consumer Vitality is always a little bit of a weird one to use when you get the off laner. You only ever have 1 person to target, but obviously being taken for the point control. Zed goes and moves back. There is a big push into the bottom. We're getting that taken care of. Boogie right in the middle of an entire like plethora of orange health bars. Sanger gonna go ahead and be targeted real quick, as is Fracture. Then we'll go and get out of there. One kill to 0, but roughly even experience. Actually, a slight experience advantage right now on the side of Roll1Esports as they go ahead and get the Shaman camp pulled out right as the objective is spawning. But they do lose ETC. I was in the wrong area. I was looking at the wrong thing. Hashtag no bully. It does look like with ETC going down, they may be going ahead saying, we're just going to go ahead and push and get a lot of damage. They've already got the wall down up the top of the map, so they should get a lot of value here. If their bones don't respond, we already have Ace Boogie moving up. And only Leo left. Go ahead and finish the last 11 of these. Lots of damage onto Ace. Will Ace get out? It's super close. Ace may not. Nope. We do have Junkrat goes in and gets the auto attack onto the garage. They are going to go ahead and get one of their own kills. 7 is burning up at the top. However, Frozen Punisher does come out of the bottom of the map. And here's Leoric moving forward. Hey, I'm cold too. Lots of damage, but looks like we have a bit of engage coming up here. Big fight. We have Zad going through. Nova goes and gets the polymorph onto that one guy. There's Zad moving away. There is 4 versus 5, but nice move. Does knock a lot of the enemy team, and it's going to be a full disengage coming outside of Roll1Esports. Meanwhile, down below, we do have ECC and Poe going and getting this bottom camp as the Frozen Punisher falls. Here comes Leo. Leo says, hey, yo, what's up? Oh, actually, nice job from Rock Your World. Does knock them out, and so Leo is not able to get on the point in time to contest it. I think Spooky Walk may have gotten him there on time. And that actually is Loudspeaker's value coming in, because I think the extra range from Loudspeaker knockback is exactly what allowed that to happen. There's 1Eba up top, having to deal with the Shaman Camp. Shaman Camp will completely push this back down, but not whenever you got 1Eba just throwing grenades all the time. I almost got there in time. I saw the convergence. I'm like, oh, I need to move away from this. We do have a kill onto the Kael'thas. Once again, I reset on the convection stack that was not taken. That is a third kill on the side of US Army Esports. Both teams are moving back and forth. I like these like little feint engages where they're not really fully committing to each other, but if they see an opportunity, they just say, and I'll take that, and I'll take that. And speaking of which, here comes Leora looking to take 1-Aba. But no, 1-Aba goes in and senses this is coming, moves out of there. And then moving through, we do have Boogie going in and throwing Rock Your World.
Claim it in my name.
I would go and have Anger moving in here. Quite a bit of damage, leading the way. It is 4 versus 3. So, and there is a throw to Rock Your World, but there's that coming in, evening things up. Lots of damage on the Boogie. Boogie going ahead and will go and get out of that Flame Strike. Fun fact, the sword that Kael'thas carries is named Flame Strike. It's Flame Strike in Elven. And whenever he casts Flame Strike, he yells Flame Strike in Elven. So, to cast Flame Strike, he yells Flame Strike while holding Flame Strike in the air. He's a little obsessed. Speaking of being a little obsessed, there is the Entomb coming out, Unstoppable, and that's going to be a, yep, dead. Fracture goes ahead and moves through, goes ahead and gets that taken care of. Oh, triple person, Riptire coming out, so that is going to give them a momentary possible ability to move in. It is 5 versus 4, but no, they missed their window. I was going to say that they were at half health on 3 of their heroes, so that may have made it possible. I don't think wait for Kael'thas, and they need to either leave or move in, one of the two. In the words of my grandfather, it's time to Esther get off the pot. Because my grandfather was a classy guy. Oh my gosh, another? There is the, oh, fantastic. That is really, really nice. You do have the Falling Sword in order to kind of, like, deal with the Light Bomb. Surefire tries to go ahead and do the Pixel Perfect, or the Frame Perfect dodge, but does miss out. But the Power Blast does not get this taken care of. Mortar Punisher coming out, but is Garage going to get out of here? Lots of damage, Polymorph coming through, but there is the pull from Anduin. It looks like Garage will survive. He will survive. Not so much will Rock Your World as ETC is flied. Lots of damage onto the Mortar Punisher, going ahead and just incinerating everyone around them. There's Zed. Zed is hiding inside of this area. Does move back just in time, but not going to be able to do anything. The rest of the team is not nearby. So that is going to go ahead and be these Castra Impalers being picked up by Zed. Look at me knowing lore, knowing what their actual name is. Bye-bye, tower. Bottom pillars being picked up, and this team is going to move in, start putting pressure on this bottom fort. But meanwhile, while they're putting pressure on the bottom fort, we're going to have 1A goes in and takes the top fort down. They do have a shaman camp, so someone's going to have to respond to that. It does look like Leo is on his way.
Red team has
And then Leo turns... Leo, you have to deal with this! This is a terrible idea in my opinion. Going down there for this fight right now is a really... this would end terribly. We have Rocket World goes in and gets the mosh, but only catches one person. Does get knocked out of it. Big engage happening right now. Frack is in the backline, trying to go and get this taken care of. Rocket World super low, as is the Johanna, but so is Frack. I think that's going to be a dead, poor Poe. Poe is just getting picked on. We do have the camp has taken out the wall, taken out one of the towers. So you push in here. There comes Leo coming up to finally deal with this. Yeah, this is not to make Poe feel bad. Poe is just getting targeted very badly right now. But there are 6 kills on the side of Esports, and they've been targeting Poe and gotten Poe 4 times. Like they are hunting for Kael'thas. We have a shrine coming up. This is going to be an arcane punisher once it comes out. So no one's surprised. We've had Mortar, we've had Frozen. Oh my gosh, great couple of abilities. Sylvanas goes down, super low. There is the light bomb, turns around, but going to be turning around right into danger. Danger pants. Nice play from Poe, getting a lot of these picked up at the same time. The thing about this this thing is, if you can clear all 10 of them, but then you can get this in 4 waves, it spawns 10 at a time, but you need 40. Most teams do end up with like 1. Like you saw up there, that 1 did not get picked up, although they were 39ing it. And here comes the Arcane Punisher.
Red team has summoned an arcane punisher.
Flame Strike coming out of the Kael'thas. Makes quick work of this camp. Now moving in there. We do have it looks like we're looking for an Entomb. They do get an Entomb onto Zad. Zad's got all dressed up with nowhere to go. However, really nowhere to go is Leoric, as Leoric gets sent. Well, actually not the Hall of Storms. Leoric cheats. So he's just gonna stick around and be like, I'm a ghost, what do you care? Leo only sees the Hall of Storms at the very beginning of the game, never goes back there. I definitely had that experience when I'm playing Leoric and I die. I just sit there for a while and they're like, oh crap, I'm still have to do things even when dead. I'm not used to this. Yeah, very good defense coming from the side of this Army Esports. That Punisher did get almost nothing. A little bit more as this camp moves in, but looks like Fracture going to be up in just a second. Get that cleared out. Bop. There's the throw, but they do go in and get the Johanna. Johanna may not be the target they want. Lots of damage on Ace Boogie. Going moving in here, but here comes Fracture. Fracture likely has Entomb again, but that's going to get knocked out by the Brightwing, whatever the name of that ult is. The Whirling Dervish wins. Emerald win, there we go. My brain kept going to turbulent wins. I'm like, that's the 20? What's the 10? But with that being said, we do go in and have Anger moving up to the middle. Trying to go in and get this taken care of. We do go in and have the Shaman Camp once again picked up on the side of Roll1Esports. Both teams relatively even in this fight. Slight structural advantage, and slight level advantage on the side of US Army Esports. With that level advantage going to disappear right about now.
Another shrine will be ready soon.
So we're going to go in and see the Silencing Entomb, Force Barrier, Censure, Deadly Calm, and Bolt of Storm outside of US Army Esports. Roll1Esports takes a Bolt of the Storm. Hey, Sylvanas and ETC can link around together. Blinded by the light, flamethrower, cannonball, intensive winds into the night. There's a Silencing Entomb coming through. There, yeah, exactly what was just predicted. We have the Test getting a double kill as Roll1Esports goes in and gets 2 people caught. Ultra stuck with nowhere to go. We're going to have Waneba goes ahead, gets a few people with that, but this is going to be a Frozen Punisher going bottom lane in just a moment. Or maybe not, never mind. They say, we don't need a Frozen Punisher, we just need to walk forward. We have 40 seconds until ETC comes back, and that may be long enough. No, we actually do go ahead and have US Army Esports falling back. They still have 10 seconds, but I guess they couldn't have gotten more in 10 seconds. They want to go ahead and move back and start getting this Frozen Punisher. Everyone is back for their opponents, however. Will they be able to move in here and contest this? Obviously, ETC is on the way. That's the thing, this late in the game, the Silencing Entomb is already back up. So if they get a good Entomb here, alright, Fracture has to go ahead and move back. They're trying to get this so they don't have to worry about Entomb. This Entomb is what they really have to be afraid of in the fight. There is the Silencing Entomb, and they do go in. Rocket Roll actually gets out with like 30 hit points. Frozen Punisher is in the bottom lane. No one actually went down, but there were ults committed on the side of US Army Esports. All ults are still available for Roll1Esports at the moment. They are looking for the flank. This is everything. This is complete. They're not withdrawing. They're not running back. They're not respecting this. Triple stun coming from the Punisher moving in there. We do go in now. Velvet take a lot of that. Intensive winds coming out. Goes ahead and gets that. There is the Riptide. Riptide comes through. Big damage onto that one guy. Here comes the Pyroblast looking for its target, and Anduin goes down. We have Bookie super low as is Fracture. Fracture goes ahead and gets a kill onto Kel'Thas, but there goes the Leoric. We do have an interrupt onto the Mach, and there goes Sylvanas going down. The ETC is not there. Waneba, one of the sole survivors. GG is called as Waneba goes down, and we still have 2 members left. Go ahead and just pummel this core. But more importantly, the Punisher survives. GG to US Army Esports, taking game 3 and moving us into game 4 with a 2-0 or 2-1 advantage. Really? I blame the bettors. No one supported Roll1Esports in the points department, so of course they didn't come through. Looking at hero damage, we do have Sengar coming through with 75,000 damage over the course of the game. Junkrat with 62 and Kael'thas with 42. So Sengar almost doubling Kael'thas's damage. I mean, not quite. That would be 84. So 9k short of doubling it. That's still very impressive. That one guy out healing the Brightwing by about 6,000. And in terms of the side soak, we were burying Johanna in terms of side soak, doing 6,000 more experience in terms of the contribution. Here's the talents. Neil comes through with Neo Peasants, getting camps a little bit faster, but that does. I do feel like that made this a little harder to hit, because this does not help you at all, and your opponents have to all together to really hit with that. You do go and go for Willing Vessel, trying to stay on top of people, and obviously the auto attack build and the silence build. When there's on the battlefield, I don't play Johanna in the offlane, so I can't talk intelligently about that. So I will see you in game number 4. Game number 4. Be back in a moment.
Spider Queen.
I do apologize for how quiet the game is. Then I turn it back down. Like that. Normally I have different music playing in between games, but the problem is because this is on the main channel, I try not to play like any music outside of what comes with the game, just because I don't want like. I'm willing to take potential copyright things on my own channel. I don't want to do it on the NGS channel. That feels inappropriate. Turn this up. Tell me if I turned it up too far. I already feel like I might have. But there we go and have Nubrock and Diablo, the continual bands coming out. There's Army Esports obviously up 2-1 in this series. Trying to go ahead and close this out. But standing against them is Roll1Esports. We've already taken a game. We're here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is a map that thrives on fighting each other. Yeah, that's my apology. I did turn it up some. Here's the thing, I'm just like super vain and I want everyone to be able to hear me at all times. So I'm like, no one wants to hear you game, which is objectively not true. Alright, we do go and have Brightwing. We actually have the Brightwing banned for the first time this series, and we do have Greymane being banned out. I think Greymane has gotten banned before. But Brightwing is new. Oh, interesting. Fracture comes out with the Blaze, the Blase. What are we going to have? You have 2 picks before your opponent gets a ban again. Who do you want to make sure they can't get on that 3rd ban? Who are you prioritizing? Questions abound.
I hear the call.
Now that's interesting and a little scary. Nazebo is an in-game hero. Like, I'm not saying Nazebo is bad, but he thrives in the in-game. But this is Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb of the Spider Queen does not always go to the in-game. It's one of our faster maps. But, more excitingly, we have Stukov. Stukov has gotten banned pretty consistently, and with U.S. Army saying, we don't like Brightwing, Brightwing is scary, Velvet comes in and be like, let me remind you why you banned the Stukov. And it would coming out for that one guy, and we do have the Sylvanas coming out from Surefire. Surefire really likes playing the Banshee Queen. We got a blue band. I do not blame them for banning the Garrosh. Garrosh is definitely an absolute terror. Like, it roughly set the tone from the first second of being like, oh, and here's a kill thought. Whoop! I feel like Garrosh was one of those guys in high school that, like, you know, in the cheer squad would throw the cheerleader up at games. That was just where he got to start. Now he's like, hey, I can do this in combat too. Garrosh out there like, you were all my cheerleaders. Out of context quotes for the win. ETC is banned out on the side of US Army Esports. Definitely gonna have to find a different hero. When Rocky World says, okay, I'll be a Varian. You guys play Varian game 1. It is my turn. And of course we do have Jaina coming out from Waneba. The Stukov like route combined with Jaina's Blizzard can be absolutely terrifying, especially with Ring of Frost as well. And actually, wait, no. If you already did that, Nazebo plus Jaina together, like, if Nazebo gets the zombie wall, because Jaina's slowing them, then Blizzard does so much damage.
With every death comes honor. With honor, redemption.
Hanzo coming out and not letting Shohana talk. Hanzo, you're rude. How dare you, first of all? This is a best of 5 series, so we have at least 1 game left. And if Roll1Esports wins, then we go to the coveted game 5. And we do have the Dehek and Dehaka coming out. So that will most likely be a main tank variant. Main tank Dehaka isn't really a thing, although I'd be willing to learn. But here we go, game number 3. Predictions are up. Put your money where your mouth is. Make sure to support your team and get those fabulous points here on Nexus Gaming Series. Coming into game number 3, representing our blue team coming out of the left-hand side of the battlefield. We do have Fracture coming out here and playing the Hanzo. We do have Surefire on the Sylvanas. That one guy coming out here and playing the Anduin. Sanger coming out here and playing the Blaze. And then Ace Boogie playing the Johanna. They are our blue team. They are the Artillery of Annihilation. They're US Army Esports. Meanwhile, our red team, or our orange team, coming out of the red right-hand side, we have Zad playing the Daheken Dahaka. We do have Poe coming out here on Nazebo. We do go ahead and get Velvet coming out here and playing the Stukov. Gina will be played by Waneba. And we do have the offlane Rock Your World playing variant. No, that's going to be maintain variant. Excuse me. They are our orange team. They are the Rebellion endorsing Regicide. They are Roll1Esports. That's a little bit loud. Maybe not that low. Alright, with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have the 4-man of both teams going to the top and middle, while the bottom lane is for the offlaners. Although already we got double soak coming from Dahaka and Dahaka. I will always say that. Hopefully it's not annoying. This is, probably will be now that I call out the fact that I do it all the time. Alright, looking at our talents, we do go ahead and get the Fingers of Frost coming out of Jaina, Finger of the Deep coming out of the Nazebo, and we do go ahead and get Target Practice on the Hanzo. Nice pull out, lots of damage on the Ace Boogie. That is the beginning of that terrible targeting, and that's the thing, and we can only do that about, what is it, every 2 minutes? And win. Even 70 seconds? Okay, not quite 2 minutes, but still, like, that with Jaina and Nazebo, that's not a terribly hard combo to hit. Alright, we do go and have teams moving through here in the middle. We do have a decent bit of damage. We have Frat moving back. Hey, that rhymed. I was a poet, I wasn't fully aware of it. They are moving through, they're getting a lot of damage into this wall actually. A little bit of a difference in terms of the camp timing. One of these towers goes down, second one's being worked on right now. Here comes the camp moving in. This will be an opportunity to engage on the side of Roll1Esports, but it may be too late for that tower. No tower actually stays alive, does have 116 health to it. I know this doesn't apply, but is Johanna flashlight? No, not quite. I was like, could I be killed by Johanna flashlight? Assuming Johanna was on the other team. Alright, there's Rocky World moving up top. A little bit of a scuffle here in the middle, but it looks like neither team really has an advantage. Oh, nice time on the tongue. I had a feeling that Sengo was about to move in with that, and actually caught them mid-charge with their tongue, meaning they didn't get the damage. So obviously we're not level 13 yet, so the damage isn't critical. We do have the blue web weavers coming out in favor of US Army Esports. Top lane is the priority for both teams. That is boss lane. They're looking to go ahead and move into this. And we do go ahead and have 2 targets done on target practice. Unfortunately, there is no way of knowing which 2. The web weaver is cleared out. Top web weaver is just about cleared out. Bottom web weaver is still somewhat healthy. Wall is gone. Zed has to be a little bit careful. Is down to about 30% hit points. Which for Blaze, that is a charge, and I don't think a charge and a Q would quite do it, but it'll come close. Pocket did take Lurker Strain at level 4, so he's not getting the extra essence off of minion kills, so we'll have a little bit of a harder time like trading out for these prolonged fights. Teams are moving back and forth, trying to go ahead and start moving into this. We do go ahead and have Surefire. Let's get a Banshee wave across, but no actual engage coming out. Both teams eyeing that. We do have full turn-in available for Roll1Esports, but they have to actually clear their opponents off at this point. It looks like Velvet going to go and get this turned in. Okay, looks like Varied has most of their gems. Dahaka down below. Actually, no, Dahaka has a ton. But there's Sanger. Says nope. Alright, hey Sanger, so what you forget for being mean to our Dahaka? Nice pull up by the Anduin. Anduin actually saves Sanger, and there comes everyone else. Ace Boogie goes and gets caught in the zombie wall. Varian gets turned in. We only need 5 more. And Pooh is turning in 4. That's kind of tragic. Not gonna lie. Both teams moving back and forth, trying to go ahead and make room here. There's the top coming up, big suns, and there is Hanzo. Hanzo flew too close to the sun. I use that term a lot, but it's always true. And there is another kill onto the JoJo. So look me up before you JoJo. That one guy should be a yo-yo. Nice stun coming from Sanger. Sanger goes ahead and manages to save. They tried to go ahead and knock that one guy into a wall so they could actually collapse. Oh my goodness. We do go ahead and have the pull out down to 200 health for Blaze. That zombie wall was really, really good. Actually got Sanger caught. I'm assuming we do have for the if one could spread. And low blow. Okay, well, low blow was what I was looking for. Know what level it was. There goes the bottom fort going down. The other two web weavers are already taken out, but there is quite a bit of damage. Unstoppable comes out from Johanna in order to make sure that nothing actually happens. There goes the top going down. We do have Varian. Varian is next to a lot of the enemy team. There's the shove, the massive shove coming out of Poe. That's not Poe, that's Velvet. So look me up before you Poe. Hope you're happy, Teal. Big Silence comes down, and there, yeah, it's just fantastic combination of slow plus just the these very significant damage coming from low blow.
The gems. Bring them. Bring me their power.
And there's another turn-in back to back. They are down Hanzo once again. Once again. I'm singing too much, and you know what? I blame Dark Knight. Dark Knight told me I could sing and they could put it in my head. Everyone that gets annoyed by me singing, blame Dark Knight. Get it trending. We do go and have one neighbor moving forward. They are looking at this top camp. They want the boss lane. Moving forward, there is Boogie moving in there. But while they're down here, that means they're not defending mid lane. Mid lane is already pushed, and it is pushing on keep. It does look like it will not matter that they defend it up here because this fort is going down. Bottom is cleaned up. This fort will survive. Sangor goes in and gets that taken care of. So boss lane is now 3 of its fort. This one's going to lose the entire wall and both towers as well. Oh, but we do have a nice arrow comes out, gets the stun out. There is the blinded by the light. We do have the bunker coming down. Big push comes by. Massive shove, not big push. Big push is the Wish.com version of massive shove. There's a taunt coming through. Nice turnaround coming from Roll1Esports. Roll1Esports says, hey, yo. And they do immediately turn to boss. 2 of their opponents are down for 20 seconds. Dahaka is not up here, but Dahaka can fix that in about, you know, at any point. Doesn't come up just yet. Does not think they're needed. This is a surprisingly bursty comp coming outside of Roll1Esports. Getting through very, very regularly. With that damage in there, and you don't quite expect it. I don't expect a Nazebo to have that kind of damage potential. Actually, where's the damage coming from? Is it Jaina? Nope, it's the Naz. You get turn-in going in, but here comes the boss, and boss is going to get top keep. In the words of Alarak, your keep has been taken. Of the irony. I love that voice line. It's my favorite voice line in the game. Middle is taken out almost immediately. Taka is down here trying to move on this. The web weaver is getting distracted by the big wave that finds stuff in the middle, and here comes a lot of friends to play with. But be warned, web weaver, they play rough. Yeah, this turned into basically nothing. Mainly because the bottom web weaver turned a little bit dumb and didn't actually do anything for a while. It was like, oh, there's a minion, bop. Oh, there's a minion, bop. Oh, here's the entire enemy team. Maybe I shouldn't have been bopping. We are up level 17 on the side of Roll1Esports. That is up a talent tier and with 8% hit points and 8% ability damage.
Gems of my power. No mercy.
Right there in the bottom lane right now. Both teams going for a camp right at the moment, but there is a turn-in available for Roll1Esports, because if they've chosen to go ahead and get maximum push going on. Now keep in mind that this will slightly... Oh, maybe not? They won't actually be fighting under towers like I thought they would. Alright, Zed goes ahead. Just like the charge was not expecting them to come actually into the bush. They're expecting to go by. So Zed does avoid that for the time being. Kind of split up on the side of our red team as they're trying to figure out how to move into this. There's a stun onto the Hack and Dahaka, followed by a mind control, and that's going to be no. Zed, you beast! How did you survive that? That feels illegal. There's a big ton coming out, and Sengar going to go ahead and be sent back to the Hall of Storms. There's Ace Boogie moving forward. Surefire down to about 50% health, as is about half of our orange team. Oh, by the way, top lane.
Red team, you have done well. My magic is yours.
So the Haka goes down below in order to get that last fort. Meanwhile, here's the big push. They know it's 4 versus 4, and they're about to have a Web Weaver back up. I don't think they can enter here, but we are definitely looking likely for a Game 5 at the moment. We'll have to see if US Army Esports can do anything about that. So they've gotten every structure but one, and they're about to go ahead and finish their crown. That's the thing, you get a hat trick when you get all 3 forts. You get a crown, you get all 3 keeps. Such a good combo where they just keep catching people inside that zombie wall and just dumping damage. Oh, Varian does actually go down. I thought Varian was out of there. I've seen so many close calls. I wasn't even calling. I was just like, nope, Varian's got this, obviously. Now, keep in mind, all 3 forts are currently up by Roll1Esports, so they will continuously have catapults pushing into all 3 lanes and have no catapults to defend themselves. It is a slight advantage on the side of Roll1Esports, 4 versus 3. Or 4 versus 3 as we go ahead and again have all of these lanes pushing as hard as they can. There's the protected, by the way. Edward goes ahead and keeps everyone down, but does not keep the fort up, as we have a victory on the side of Roll1Esports. Welcome in House Hots. Thank you for the raid. We are here in the middle of, we are just finishing up game number 4 of our best of 5 series as Roll1Esports goes ahead and claims victory. We do go ahead and have coming in healing shielding, or sorry, hero damage number 1 is from Fracture, 67 or 43,000. Nazebo does come in second with 35 and 31,000 coming out of the Blase. We're going to go ahead and see 63,000 healing coming out of the Stukov, as well as 45 coming out of Anduin. And that side soak is dominated by Dahaka, who very well may see themselves banned in game number 3. Dahaka was playing out of their dinosaur little minds, which is not hard because dinos have small brains, but you know what? Like the Grinch, Dahaka's brain grew 3 sizes that day. That game was amazing. Talent-wise, we got them. We are not yet level 20 on the side of US Army Esports, so I can't show you the full talent build. And also, Velvet, in solidarity, did not take their 20. Thank you, Velvet. I appreciate you. We have all the stalking happening, enhanced agility, followed by Pack Leader and Apex Predator. Super, super, super raw. But we are coming back. Don't go anywhere. We will see you for game number 3 in just a little bit. Game number 5. I'm so used to being a last game being a game number 3, but this is the semifinals. And this will be game number 5. Just gonna point this out. Every time people bet on Roll1Esports, they win. So really, it's the fan society who wins this right now. Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see at the top of the screen, we are 2 to 2. I always get reverse which hand is which, but we are here on Alterac Path, the World of Warcraft inspired battleground, to figure out who is going to win. Will it be the Heroic Alliance, represented by US Army Esports, or will it be the Savage and Effective Horde, represented by Roll1Esports? First ban does go the way of Roll1, so it does look like map pick was taken by US Army. They want to be comfortable where they're playing, but that does mean that first pick and first ban does go to their opponents. What are you afraid of? Who do you trust? Once again, the Diablo goes away. Bye-bye, Tibbles. And my hair will not stay behind my back. You just have to be able to read this, although you probably can't. We do have the I do not blame that Stukov ban. Like, remember what I said? We were Velvet was like, hey, let me remind you why you banned the Stukov. You think Brightwing is scary? Just wait. Greymane and a Nubrak ban down. Not Dahaka. Though, like I said, I do think the Stukov was also setting up a lot of that. So much with the low blow. Zod goes in and takes the Hogger. First time we've seen Hogger in the series, but this is definitely the map for him. Hogger does not get bonus damage against other gnolls, but you know what? He might as well. Like, he's already just a savage on this camp. We do have Brightwing. Oh, the Monkey Brightwing. The Monkey's Paw Brightwing. And then the Vala comes out for Surefire. Surefire getting off of the Sylvanas, but still making sure to use another archer-based hero. Because their name is Surefire. It makes sense. Who we got? So we so far have a healer on one side. Now keep in mind, anything they don't pick from this phase does have the chance to be banned. They go ahead and pick up the healer as well. Velvet taking the Rhaegar, and then Poe once again on the Nazebo. So I guess it was the right choice not to ban Dahaka, because we do have Hawker being picked up by Zed. But man, that Hawker was doing work, or that Dahaka was doing work. That Hawker is going to be doing work. I know tenses. I'm very tense. We have the Stotches being banned out. No tank yet, actually for either side. Both sides have a healer, neither side has a tank. How far will this Russian roulette tank game go? We have a Garage ban. We've seen Garage ban a lot here on the side of Roll1Esports. And indeed, we do have the Garage being banned out. So we still need a tank. We need an offlaner. We need our second DPS. Who is going to stand next to Vala, shoulder to shoulder, in order to hold back the forces of the Horde? I do have to say, at least so far, we're actually correct. Brightwing is fighting with the Alliance, and Rhaegar is fighting with the Horde. That seems correct. Alright, Falstad fighting with the Alliance, and Hogger is fighting against the Alliance. Not necessarily that Hogger should be fighting with the Horde, but at least, you know, Hogger fighting against the forces of Elwyn. Cool, cool. We have our last two. Johanna is picked up. Who is going to be the tank to deal with Johanna? Nubrak is not available. Garage is not available. Varian is. Varian's obviously throw is very powerful against Johanna's shield. Mongoose, the goose is loose, coming out here with the #1 player killer, Terra Nova. And we do actually have Blaze, so we have main tank Blaze with Rock Your World. This is a spicy draft. I'm looking forward to this. What you thinking, Fracture? You were not seeing this coming, or if you were, I am very, very impressed. There's the Dahaka, not played by the same side, but another Dahaka comes out. Dahaka versus Hogger, Tongue versus Wildness. To be fair, Taz had a very, very prominent tongue as well, so I don't know how much advantage Taka really has in that sense. But we're going into game number 5. Get your predictions up and get ready, because there's no holding back. Coming into game number 5, the last map of the series, the decider of who moves on to the finals. We do go and have Fracture coming out here on the deck into Haka, the dinosaur who refuses to be extinct. That one guy playing the Bright Wing. A Spooky coming out here on Johanna. We do go and have Surefire on Vala. And then Sanger coming out here playing the Falstad. United States Army coming out here trying to go ahead and move forward to face their opponents in the finals. But Cinderella Story, Roll1Esports, already having beaten the number 1 seeded CCS. I can't believe I can't be stupid. There we go. My brain went to can't connect stunts. I'm like, that is not it. Different CCS team, the main CCS team. We go and have a Blaze being played by Rock Your World. Zad coming out here on the Hogair. We're going to have Goose, Mongoose. The Goose is loose. Coming out here on Terra Nova. Zad on the Hogger. And then we go in and get Velvet on a Rhaegar. Oh, and the Zebo. I think I said Hogger twice. That was excited about Hogger. Once damage on the Fracture, we do go and have Zad getting a lot of pings. So we have a contingent moving north, going ahead and trying to get pressure onto here. Ace Boogie and Surefire. Let's go ahead and take these guys out. Hogger moving over here towards the camp. The epic camp of continual damage. Yeah, man, this is the semifinals. After this, we will have the Fracture taking a bunch of damage. Terra Nova, do you get it done? You do not. Nova not quite able to get the Haka out of there just yet. Going ahead and moving away. Stealth. So, you know, it took 2, actually maybe 3, I think Vol was there too. 3 people to clear the camp as fast as Hogger got it all by themselves. There's Mongoose. Keep in mind, if Mongoose or any stealth hero stays still for long enough, they become perfectly invisible. So theoretically, this team does not know exactly where Mongoose is. Mongoose moved for just a second, so they actually should know now.
But the Horde's keeping some of our soldiers prisoner. Get ready to free them.
I always love on this map that it says prisoners located in 20 seconds, but yet it's already pinging on the map where they are. Like, I think you already located them, buddy. Going back, we're going to refilling mana before we go to potentially this phase. Although, very often on this map, you don't actually see the teams go for the phase right away.
All right, lads and lassies. Keep our prison camp from being captured and get our soldiers out of the Horde.
Here comes Zad. Here comes Zad. Doing a little bounce like the Zad. There's Velvet and Rock Your World coming in here. There's the stun, but unfortunately unstoppable. They're unstoppable. Fracture looking not too healthy. Has to go ahead and move out of this, and Poe going to go ahead and move forward. Needs to be a little bit careful as to where their opponents are, because the Zebo does not have the best escapes in the game. We do go and have Spider build coming out of Zebo this time around, up to 43 stacks of actually both Widowmakers and the Ritual. Although right as I say that, that stops being true. Boo. Lots of damage. Okay, we do have Sanger getting taken out. Sanger getting taken out by the fires of Blaze. This is going to be killed to Brightwing as well. That is the first 2 kills for Roll1Esports. By the way, Roll1Esports actually got people to bet on them this time, and a lot of points came down. So, based on the points make the winner, this game's already in the bag for Roll1. This army supporters just didn't come out. They didn't believe in the army. In the army. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I refuse. They're looking for Mongoose. Lots of damage coming through, but Mongoose will go and get out. Nice stun. Unfortunately, there's no one around. Rocket World, but Rocket World got a stun on 4 people. Super plus impressive. Looks like Senka going to go ahead and try and get the started channel. The Zebo is not coming up. The Zebo is just going to be like, you know what? The first phase only usually gets some walls here and there, so I'm going to go ahead and push and see if I can get a whole fort. I got Spider Buddies. It does like Brightwing's coming down to try and contest that. But meanwhile here we've got a big engagement happening. Now keep in mind they don't have their healer, although Brightwing can come back up. And has already done so. Done so like done so. We do go now is 4 versus 5. There is the channel coming through. They're trying to go and get this taken care of. But there is the conclusion of the channel. And we will have the Alliance Ram Riders coming out and trying to ride this down. But Nizebo, quest successful. Bottom fort is down. Looks like a lot of it is being paid up top. It is one of the 2 boss lanes, and you usually do see a team decide to pressure one or the other. The level 10s are online for the side of Roll1Esports. We just saw the Precision Strike. We're also going to see Ravenous Spirit, Ancestral Healing, Portapult, and Bunker Drop. There's Rocky World, but it looks like we will have some equalization as the bottom wall goes down, and they are working on this keep. So both teams do end up getting the bottom fort and basically nothing else. Like, the wall isn't down, neither tower is down, and up top, oh, 1 tower is down, and the wall. But that also went down in its entirety, so we're basically the same slight advantage maybe to Roll1 in the fact that the wall and the tower are down here, and I guess the whole wall is down here, whereas up here they still have 1 tower. We do go at the boss being taken at the bottom lane. We'll push in on this keep, but while they actually gave up middle fort to do that. They will be moving down to the bottom lane or trying to get this taken care of. But Hogger being collapsed. Nope, he's going to be A-okay. They're actually looking at a double boss play. And I don't think there's anything that Roll1Esports can do about it. Because they do actually need to come back and deal with this boss. And by the time they kill it, they won't have time to get up there. Hogger does move over here. Okay, actually, I like this play. They say, alright, well, if you're taking that boss, Hogger's going to make short work out of your own null camp. get that nice and taken care of. The Frack is in the area, but it does not realize this is happening. Fracture, maybe be careful. It's like there's a lot of people that are not your friends here. Nice juke while stunned, but there comes the Hortiple trying to go in and get the Fracture, and the rest of the team is just does not care. Is pushing with the boss right now, and that's going to be the death of Dahaka. U.S. Army Esports vs. Roll1Esports, Chapter 17, the death of Dahaka.
What the Stormpike Guard can do.
We come back here, so both teams do take out 2 of their opponent's forts. These teams are so evenly matched. Like, either team could win. For sure, for sure. We do go and have this being channeled right now. We'll be taking just a second, but Blaze doing what they can in order to make sure, but does not cast Surefire until this is when it started. However, keep in mind, they do have a lot of pressure, and so someone's going to have to deal with that. Here comes the 5-man coming into the middle. Hawker trying to flank out to the side. Lots of damage on Ace Bookie. Ace Bookie down to about 50% before the battle really gets engaged. And Dahaka has come in. Massive stun coming through. We do have a precision strike. Lots of damage going in. There is the Gust in order to keep Sengar alive. But Dahaka says, I don't care about your Gust. I'm unstoppable. I'm undefeated. And there goes... there goes Falstad. Falstad goes down. Ace Bookie super low. It's going to be the second kill. As we go in and get this taken care of. The thing is stopped. We do have Zad moving back. And meanwhile, in the middle, we do have the camp pushing in. And they're not done yet. They get the Brightwing. They're looking at Fracture. Fracture about to get a broken bone, if you know what I mean. I totally just pointed at the camera, even though you can't see me. I wanted to share that so you knew. Meanwhile, hey. You do have this being taken out. I do think that it was most of the Knolls going down, but that is a lot of free damage going into the middle. Augur goes back, so the team has to clear the camp themselves like a bunch of plebs. Like, what? We actually have to get this camp? Isn't that why we brought a Augur? Here come the Orcish Wolf Riders.
Get ready to stop their raiders.
Oh, Fracture, this may be a terrible idea. Nope, okay, they do realize that they are in a little bit of a bad position with Hawker not there, and the entire enemy team nearby, so they just go and leave. 98 stacks on Gathering Storm, we do have 15 stacks on Puncturing Arrow. Widowmakers is well done. 26 stacks on Grill and Kill. And definitely lines have got to do it for the Horde. People get really mad when you show favoritism towards one faction or the other. Meanwhile, here in the middle, big push coming in. They're trying to go ahead and get a fort down and open up. I wouldn't say a win condition, but a be concerned condition. And I do like the decision to go ahead and make this the middle camp, or the middle one, because of course, they still have their middle fort. So that just means that the pressure coming in is going to have to be a little bit more intense, because there's no defense against it. Alright, that does manage to get into the bunker. A lot of fire coming out of here. We do go and get all 3 of their lanes cleared out. Now the Spirit going ahead and doing slappy ghost things. Slappy ghost. Very low health bars. Rocky Roll does have to move back. They don't have their tank, but there comes Zad coming in there. Zad says, I don't need a tank. I don't need a tank, I'm crazy. Nice unstoppable. The armor does go and save them, as we did have the Widowmakers looking to go ahead and get this taken care of. Rocky Roll moves away, does not get this taken care of out just yet. And Hoggar just doing Hoggar things. Oh, it's been 90 seconds.
You'll never get me out of this bunker, even. Looks like we're going to have another prison camp to knock down.
Just like now, it's time for Turnabout is Fair Play, as we do go in and have Roll1Esports making the presumably double boss play. But, this is sniffed out.
I require aid! Slay these mangy frost dogs!
So they are in the area, waiting to move in. I'm a bit surprised. Are they just leaving this?
Eyes on our pussy. Move in. Get them out of there.
Okay, they choose not to contest. Instead, they're going to go and start here. Now, keep in mind, this is danger. I don't think the core dies to this, but it's super close. Now, I think with 2 keeps up, it's not a big deal. But immediately they say, okay, with 2 keeps up, you say. They're just ignoring boss right now. Boss will go in here now. The boss cannot end. It was like way too much damage before it even gets to the core. Okay, yeah, the core's fine. Oh, interesting. I don't know what happened to the Ancestral. I saw the Ancestral hit Blaze, but then it didn't actually come through. They don't have healing reduction, I don't think, do they? And now we go ahead and have the Wolf Riders. Meanwhile, the bottom keep did go down. Boss is down a little bit. So we do go and have the we're still 20 seconds on Blade, so this should be a Ram Rider phase coming out. Oh, this is a gutsy play, but I like it. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. All they need is to slow it a little bit, a tiny bit. Nope, nope, nope. They actually, they just take it back on the other side. Okay, that's some of it. It felt more than that though, because I didn't see any healing come through. Thank you, Hoku. I don't play Johanna. I was gonna say, surprisingly, a lot of them are in the middle lane. Also, surprisingly, is Poe defending bottom lane. Bottom lane was not in danger. There was nothing to defend here. Like, because a single lane will not end. Okay, and they do go ahead and just like phase out. That goes into that taken care of. So you go and have all three except for the bottom lane, which the boss is making short work out of. I would say the boss is the core, I don't know why. Oh, Blaze in a bunker, but super low. There is the orbital bombardment, and with Hog Wild just going absolutely everywhere. There is the bouncy bounce. We have the Slappy Ghost getting maximum slaps. That is a 2-for-1 kill. Getting away into Sanger, trying to go in, but Sanger will go and flittery fly out of there. Fracture, I don't think it's out of there. Boop. To make that 3-for-1, that might be, I don't think that's quite enough. It's really dangerous to push into a single lane because the boss does have 40% damage reduction. So they are going to go ahead and say, you know what? Remember you're doing a double boss play? Well, now they can't stop us. This boss is up in 30 seconds. Alright, Johanna is up in 5 seconds. Are they push with this or do they get the double boss pressure? Because, again, we are now down to 14 seconds. By the time they get down there, the boss will just be coming up and they can move directly onto the objective. They're out there, you're trying to prevent this. They should only get maybe a tower. Like, without it being helped, it's going to have very, very, very limited ability. Yep, gets the fort down to 19.2 versus, you know, oh, never mind, more. That Dr. Pepper flavor I've been looking for. Hashtag not sponsored. Alright, they're looking to go and push with the boss instead of starting the objective. I'm not sure that's the wisest call, but you know what, you do you. Alright, no, not a 1-for-1. Sengar actually stays alive. There's the gust coming out. That is the wind tunnel. I'm going to go ahead and get through a lot, and there is a withdrawal coming from the side of Roll1Esports. They will start this, but they need to be careful. Obviously, they do not have Hogger. They can get some channel, but it's going to be not very long before their opponents are moving over here. Fracture goes ahead and gets hit by Blaze. Blaze going ahead and moving out of there. Does use Incinerate, but going to be A-okay as they move away. But keep in mind, Hogger's back in 20 seconds, and they still need a 50-second channel, so they will be able to fight over this. Blaze doing what they can to delay this. I love that. Alright, there goes the start. But Hogger is back up. This is also a bit of a problem. Like, this is halfway dead. I do think the wave will stabilize, though, because they have the same number of... the same number of catapults, in finger quotes. Alright, when you go ahead this moving through, there's the Winter. Winter gets 2 people, push them in, but there's the Ensemble going in and making sure the bunker comes down in order to go and get this going through, but Hogger is the first death. There we have the Orbital Bomber. Big stun, 3-person stun. Fracture goes ahead and gets the Ancestral Healing. Or not Ancestral Healing, but not a big heal comes through. Rocket World does go ahead and get the double Ancestral coming through, but Tongue goes ahead and lands on the rock. And one guy has almost no health. It is 4 versus 3, but it's almost 4 versus 5. It's almost 4 versus 4 because you just don't have the health that Brightwing can really be able to participate. There is Boogie. Boogie's super low. Is poisoned, but we'll go and get out of there with the blink heal from Brightwing.
I require aid. Slay these mangy frost wolf dogs.
We're going to start pushing this out. All lanes are being defended. It is still Hogger's going to be back up once again. So I'm going to start down here, but the big push is going to be the top. I do think this keep is down for sure. There's no way they can defend it, especially when they prioritize coming down here. But I don't actually disagree with this choice because one lane will end with 2 keeps down, and it looked like 2 keeps were definitely going down. There's Fracture getting stunned. Does get caught inside the zombie wall. Zombie. There goes the top lane going down. They are moving over to the bottom. There is the double Orbital Bomber coming out. Lots of damage. Fracture has almost no health. There's the wind tunnel once again. This is dangerous. Darkwing Duck. There we have the double sun coming through. They are looking for this. There is the bunker. The bunker comes out at the perfect time. Ancestral comes down. You can catch that. The ghost is slapping. Surefire is trying to go ahead and survive. It does have to disengage fully in order to get away from the angry palms of the ghost. Dahaka goes down. This is Roll1Esports. Goes ahead and starts moving in, trying to go ahead and capitalize on this. Zad does miss with the big ol' two-handed clomp. If they can get a couple kills here, they can ride the momentum through the middle lane and try and go in this. But it looks like they only get the one kill. There is a slow onto Ace Boogie. The Ace Boogie will not go down. I don't quite get top. Oh, it's so close. How much do you have? You have 1,600. So Dahaka does come back. Now remember, Dahaka can burrow in almost immediately. But I would not be surprised if you see some people like go into this bush. These guys are playing their absolute hearts out. I love it. Oh, this might be a problem. Sanger? Sanger, this is a problem? Okay, we do have, the Sanger does come in, gets a nice flank to rock your world. The Slappy Ghost is moving through. We do have a kill onto the healer, which is going to be very helpful. There's the Hog Wild. Hog Wild going ahead and getting a lot of value. The Johanna goes down very low health bars. Everywhere. Everyone has no health. And here come the Wolf Riders. Both bosses are down to 20% armor. This Wolf Rider is going to have a long time to get to anywhere. They are pushing through middle. Now there are still 25 seconds until Johanna's back up, but they're moving out, they're trying to fight. Dahaka is not with them, they're outnumbered in this fight. And they very quickly peel back. I don't blame them. Keep in mind, this is wind pressure. It's 4 versus 5 though, so it's definitely not guaranteed. There's the wind tile comes out, and they get a lot of damage. There is a orbital strike. It does miss, unfortunately. That one does not miss as much. I do think a lot of people got into the bunker. There's the Unstoppable, but it does not matter. Roll1Esports do manage to get game number 5, and the series, they will be moving on to the finals of Division C West. That's a game. Let me see if I can get an interview real quick. You will lose visual, don't panic. All right, coming back over here. Oh, that set was so good. So, look at your stats. Okay, there we go. I was going to say something should be here soon. And I am joined by Mongoose. Hello.
Well, hey. How are you?
What a set.
Yeah. That was, spicy.
So
spicy.
I just say, chat was very excited when you came in game number 5 and brought out the number 1 player killer.
Yep. Our not so secret anymore weapon.
What is your win rate with it?
Oh, last I checked with Roll1, we're at something like 85% with her, I think. There was a point last season where we were like 11 or 12-0 with her, and we were really surprised teams kept giving her up.
I was gonna
But
say,
I've been a sub. I've been a sub this season, so we haven't used her nearly as much. But Waniba is not feeling very well. She's fighting off a cold, and she just
Aw.
wasn't up to playing a game 5. So I kind of had. I didn't really expect to be called in game 5, but she tapped out to go rest.
I do have to, I mean, that is the, obviously I hope she feels better. I do remember at one point you were 100% with her, and it was kind of the open secret.
And it was actually a USAE. We played them last season too, and they took us out in a game. I think it must have been a game 5. But the last game we actually played Nova, and they beat us with her. So I don't think we surprised them with it, but.
So obviously it's a little bit awkward having to, because let me talk about games 1 through 4 that you weren't in.
That I wasn't. I was watching though. I was watching with you.
So first of all, I do have to say, like, I mean, I don't know. Were you in comms with them? Did you hear them talking between the sets?
No, when they're I don't jump in with them if I'm not playing until after the set's over. I don't want to mess up their mojo.
Makes sense. Because yeah, that was definitely I mean, they were such. It was interesting because it definitely felt like every series, except like every series could have gone either way, but it did feel like whenever Roll1 kind of took an early lead and just like it came close, but they never really gave up their lead. But when Roll1 lost, it kind of felt like they were behind for most of the series or most of the game.
Yeah, game 4 they really controlled. Watching from the sidelines, they really controlled that game. And I even before I jumped in here with you when we were chatting briefly, I was like, this game 5, it felt like we were kind of really strong in the early game. It felt like things were like, yeah, this is right where we want to be. And then a couple team fight wins here and a couple untimely deaths there, and all of a sudden that game started looking real dicey real quick. But fortunately, we were able to swing it back the other direction.
It definitely was incredibly close, and thank you for. I'm so glad that the series I assigned myself ended up being one of the best ones.
It was a great one.
# no bias.
It was a great set.
So I do have to ask my biggest question with game number 5, and you can actually answer this. There was a really, in my eyes, bizarre call where you were like, you know what? They're about to take boss. We tried to take boss at the bottom. They came in, so we're just going to completely give up bottom, ignore the boss, and move to the objective.
Yeah, so we had a lot of map pressure at the time, and they have a lot of boss control. So in the moment, the bosses on that map are a little bit underpowered, but I do think we underestimated how much damage it would do. And they just kind of blew a lot of their globals to get down there. We had good map pressure, so we were figuring let's just bail out on it, not force it, go get the objective. And then as long as bottom keep stays alive, it won't matter. Well, we miscalculated because bottom keep didn't stay alive. And then we lost the team fight, and that's when things started going sideways. So in retrospect, we probably didn't play that ideally, but that was the thought process in the moment.
Yeah, because I remember seeing like they're just giving it up, and this like giving it up I didn't think was that unusual. But then you also didn't go back to defend it, and I'm like boss won't end, but I feel like it'll get a keep. And hey, look at me, I'm smart.
Like fighting into a false stat on a boss kind of feels like a little bit of a lot of effort wasted there when it's very unlikely you'll come out of it. So we figured if we get objective, we'll get something while they're doing it.
I think that is fair. I was also kind of surprised. So a lot of times when I see people take the double orbital strike, they almost tend to use it in order to make map pressure. Like they just keep taking out their opponent's entire waves, almost using it like a lava wave. But you consistently kept using it for team fights.
Both. It's both. Yeah, I was using it all over the map too. I was cleaning up bottom lane, pressuring top lane with it, but I always try to have one of them when I know we're looking to have a team fight. I won't drop it on a lane because I want to have it for the team fight. So I'll burn it on cooldown to manage the map, but when I know we're actively looking for something, then I'm going to hold on to it and try to have it in the team fight. So I try to use it both ways.
So we do have I don't know if this is a question from Hoku, but Hoku was saying, it is still possible we can have the Ultimate Cinderella series with the number 8 seed playing the number 7 seed.
Like all the brackets had it, right? That's definitely all the brackets had the 7 seed and the 8 seed.
But that's all the questions I had, except for the fact I've asked this several times, but I always ask it. Why are you guys named Roll1Esports?
You would have to ask those guys. They've been around a bajillion years, and as have I, but I've only been with them for, I guess it's been a few seasons now, but not nearly as long as they've been around. So we'd have to ask them. Maybe I'll ask them and then I'll post it in chat for you. How's that?
All right. I have asked them in the past, and I may get the story a little bit wrong because I ask this every single series, so it all blurs. But I mean, obviously, it's a riff on Roll20 Esports, which was an old HGC team, and then I think a lot of them were D&D players or are D&D players or something.
I'm not surprised. It's all the same. Our same nerddom genre. Zad says making fun of Roll20 from HGC. There you go.
There we go.
So it was punny. Roll20 and we like D&D. There you go. You nailed it. On the nose.
I'm the best. But that is all the questions I had for you. Let me turn it over to you for any shout-outs you might want to give.
Well, first of all, USAE, obviously. We love those guys. They're so much fun to play with. And this was... I mean, I only played in Game 5 and my heart was beating through my chest because it was a really good game. I can only imagine what the other guys in there... hands shaking. So hats off to those guys. Caster, we always appreciate getting casted, and of course always NGS spouses. I have 2 kids. If my wife doesn't want to watch them so I can play video games, I wouldn't get to do this. So to all of the NGS spouses and partners out there who let us play video games, I appreciate them as well.
Well, very much congratulations. Obviously, you are moving on to the finals. We will hope to see you in either a week or 2 weeks. I don't know what the scheduling looks like, but we will see you there. I don't know if I'll be casting, but definitely someone will.
All right. Well, thanks, Rocket.
My pleasure. Thank you. And with that, who am I ready into? 1 second. Let me find out. Because definitely there are no other NGS games happening. I was the last one of the night, and we went on for 3 hours. But, oh, Snarf is on. We're definitely going to see Snarf. Yay, Snarf. Am I allowed to do... I think I'm allowed to raid. We're going to find out in a second. Go me. I've got the power.